Hello and welcome back to another episode on the GOAT server. Greatest of all time server, trying to be the greatest of all time GOAT. Greatest of all time Minecrafter. And we, in the last episode, worked on our Great Hall. And ooh, look how special that looks. It is a unique part of the build. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this season, we're trying to make a unique piece for each and every room. And so far, so good, I would say. This place is looking really wacky, really interestingly designed. I know we use sandstone twice here, but you know, it works out, I guess. We have a different pattern, and I guess that's what's important here. And so we got that done, and it's looking really good. We're still missing a single villager, a single mason villager with green and white terracotta. If there are any goats watching at this moment that has a mason villager that sells, or trades, I should say, unglazed green and white terracotta, let me know. I will pay you for it. And I will deliver it myself, probably. So you don't have to. Another thing we worked on in the last episode was this little group project game, the Monoliths. Look at that. Standing 13 blocks tall. And the game has already started. Somebody has already taken the key from this monolith. And, okay, I need to be clear with everybody. Right now, if you're watching this video, I do need to be clear with you. I have not finished putting all the monoliths up. I wish I had, but I just have not gotten around to placing them all over the server. There's still a few more places I want to reach around the world, and I still got to go to the Nether to set up the ones in there. And those ones are going to kind of be difficult because the Nether is kind of hard to navigate. I might leave them on the Nether roof. I don't know. I want to put them in the Nether, but it's kind of going to be difficult for people to find them there. So I'm honestly not sure. But the overworld ones are almost done. So we're getting close there. So I'm super excited about that. Another thing I want to mention about the Monolith project is that I don't know how many keys there are. And I know, I should have kept track. And I wish that I did. I wish I kept track. I wish I counted them. But I'm honestly not sure how many are left. No idea. But I know there's at least 16. And I know there was at least 6 more. So what is that? We're at 22 at that point. And I have 13 more right here. So that'll be 35. I think we're going to try doing 64 different keys. At a minimum. There might be some extras out there. But, you know, that just means that it'll be easier to find them. There'll be more than enough keys in case some get lost or get burnt in a fire. There'll be more than enough keys to open the treasure. Now, what is the treasure? You may be asking. And I'm glad you're asking. Unfortunately, I can't tell you at this point. Who am I kidding? Of course I'm going to tell you. So, the treasure, it hasn't actually been decided what the treasure is going to be. I know there's going to be a ton of gold. I will definitely be adding the golden apples. I'll be adding diamonds. I'll be adding netherite if I can. It's just going to take a lot of work to actually acquire all the materials necessary for a big treasure room. And what I'm going to do is all the active members on the server will actually be able to get their own treasure box. So I'm going to put shulkers in the treasure room, each labeled with somebody's name, and it's going to be some pretty incredible treasures. Maybe I could even tailor them to specific people and what they need, but for the most part, it's going to be some pretty good stuff like the gold, netherite, diamonds, all that kind of good stuff. But I still don't have a place to keep these treasures. So I'm going to need to set that up. It's going to be quite a bit of a project. It's going to be quite big, I think. I'm thinking maybe... Okay, so I've never done a flying machine before. Okay, I know. Surprising. But I mean, you've never seen it on this channel before? Because I don't know how to do it. I have no idea. So I'm going to watch a lot of tutorials to figure it out. And we're going to make a big door that is only going to open once 64 keys have been added to the to like some hopper system, maybe like some item sorter, I guess. So when 64 keys are added, the doors will open and the treasure will be revealed to all. The next step is figuring out where the heck I'm going to put this. I could put the treasure somewhere here, or like the room around here somewhere. Or, you know what? We have a games district. This is technically a game, right? I could build it there. Ooh, that could be interesting. Okay, let's grab some materials and let's head on over there. We are going to build the room that we're going to keep our treasure in. Alrighty, we have built up a sort of building that's going to act as our hub and treasure room for the monolith game that I have set up. I still need to add a little bit more to this build, like an accent around it, and it's going to be gold for the accent, I believe. That's the idea. It's going to accent this building. Now, when all the keys, or enough keys are put into a system, which I have yet to build out yet, these pistons will retract, pulling back the blackstone, and the concrete powder that makes up the door will fall down into this hole down below. Whoops, didn't mean to drop that down there. Let's go ahead and hop on out of here with our ender pearl, but it'll fall down here, making a pathway for the players to go across. So if I were to, I don't know, place down this barrel right here, you can pretend that like this blackstone is the yellow concrete powder. They'll just be able to walk right by here very easily. For the redstone, I need to set up a sort of collection system. I think I'm going to use a barrel to do that. We're going to put a hopper underneath it pretty soon, but we're going to layer it around like this. So players will put their keys inside the barrel. The barrel will get sucked into the item sorter, and then maybe it'll release a firework or something that will explode, or something will happen. I'm not sure yet. Maybe it'll make a noise. But when enough are put in, the item sorter will, of course, have enough of a comparator value to unpower maybe some redstone torches that will retract the pistons, and we will be all set. I just keep falling down in this hole. I dug this out so that I could work on this bit right here, but I just keep falling down. So we're going to dig out right here because this is getting a little frustrating. Let's see, we got this area where the hopper is going to go. There's going to be a hopper pulling down the item. And let's see, can we do this pretty easily? Alright, maybe something like this. So the comparative value, we'll take it, 1, 2, 3. We'll repeat it over to all 3 of these, which will deactivate the correct pistons, and it'll do it all at once this time, which is pretty good. Like if I were to put these in, 1, 2, 3. Hello? Uh-oh, did that not work? Oh, it's supposed to be 4, not 3. I don't know what I was thinking. It's going to give it power of 3, though. And just like that, it pulls it back. If I were to take this out, boom, perfect. Exactly what we want. Alright, the door is set up. The filter is ready for these items for the barrel. So now, we're going to add in our accent. And I think it's just going to go kind of along the edges right here. Nothing like too extravagant. It's just going to be like a sort of outline, I guess. And we're just going to outline it with the gold. So I think that is good. Let's take a look at from above. Okay, honestly, that's not bad. It's not my favorite design in the world, but it's something, for sure. I think this works. Okay, perfect. So now, we gotta get cracking on that treasure. And actually, I almost forgot another little bit that I need to add around here, of course, is some monoliths. Just a few. And some of them might be broken down a little bit, but I do want to make them evenly spaced, of course. Let's put up some signs, and then we need to get started on getting some of this treasure together. Oh my goodness, what a grind. But we have acquired a ton of treasure. Not enough, but so far, so good. Inside each of these shulkers is some of the treasure we're going to be distributing to each of the members on the GOAT server once the vault has been opened. That's what I'm going to call it now, the vault. Not the monolith room, not the treasure room. It's going to be called the vault. Now, while in the end, I collected a lot of armor and tools and potions, and I think what I'm going to do for those is I'm going to put them on armor stands, also on top of the shulkers, or near the shulkers. And the goats will be able to pick and choose what armor they would like to take. There's also some elytras that I really want to put in the shulkers as well. Some buried treasure maps. Now, for the buried treasure maps, I have no idea if these have been uncovered or not. I haven't been there, so I can't say for certain. And I'm hoping that they have not been discovered yet. We have a lot of name tags, and we're still getting more from our librarians upstairs. We have a lot of shulker shells, and we're probably going to have to get more, too. We have a bunch of tridents, and this is thanks to Ravel Emperor. Thank you so much, Ravel, for the 18 tridents. I traded him one trident for one stack of gold blocks, and so we have 18 currently. We still need 12 more, I believe, because we're going to do 2 tridents per goat, one with the channeling and loyalty enchantment, one with Riptide, and so far we have the 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 that are fully enchanted with the loyalty and channeling enchantment. We have our gold blocks from the gold farm, and in this shulker, this is my wallet technically, but we're also going to pull some treasure from here as well. We're going to give some diamond blocks, we're going to give some emerald blocks, and potentially, I'm not sure how much I'm going to give each goat, but potentially we're going to be giving netherite ingots as well. And I'm not sure how many each goat's going to get, but we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. But oh my goodness, that was a lot of grinding. This took me a couple days to get all this stuff, and I'm still not finished. I'm hoping that Ravel Emperor can collect some more tridents for me, and of course I will pay Ravel handsomely for the tridents and the work put into that. I need to AFK the gold farm some more so that we can include enough gold for beacon sets. You heard me right. We're going to add beacons to the treasure as well. 1 beacon for each goat with enough gold to set up the base for it. And obviously a lot more mining, a lot more end raiding. There's just so much to do. More trading with the villagers for name tags. Goodness gracious. But I kind of don't want to focus on that anymore right now. I kind of want to take a little bit of a break from it and instead focus on the build for today. If you remember, at the beginning of the season and at the beginning of this episode, I mentioned that I wanted to add a new room every single episode, and today is no exception. We're going to be adding in a new room, probably up towards the top here, probably above the Great Hall, and we're going to go ahead and get started on that right now. I mentioned this in one of my live streams. Speaking of which, remember, if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing and clicking that notification bell to get notified when I upload a video. And if you're not following already, please consider following me on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and supporting me on Patreon, all at Curtis Does a Dig. Yes, I stream on Twitch. I've mentioned this a little bit before. I stream every Monday and Tuesday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and every Saturday and Sunday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time as well. So be sure to check that out. Now, like I was mentioning, in one of my live streams, I kind of mentioned that I was going to kind of make some doorways right here. I'm still thinking about it. So what I'm thinking is we have an opening just like this on both sides. I'm just going to kind of lead out to a sort of like ring shape. Oh, there goes that. I'll have to get that in a second. But it sort of leads out into maybe a ring shape that's going to go all the way around this. And then maybe we'll have multiple rooms branching out from there. So I'm thinking that we're going to make this ring around our base. Because right now, our base is kind of like a T shape. And I'm not a big fan of that. It's also super symmetrical. So maybe what I'm going to do is maybe a semicircle instead would look pretty good. Because I don't want this base to be super symmetrical. And right now, that's exactly what it is. So, we're going to fix that today. Let's go! honesty, I think this came out looking really, really interesting. So I used gravel for the pillars or the support beams. I might do some like andesite underneath it and at the bottom to give it a little bit more depth to it. But the shape, I am just loving. We have glass blocks for the roofing with some polished diorite slabs, some jungle stairs. Uh, right beneath that, oh yeah, we have this little hole right here so we can easily come in through the ceiling, or alternatively, we can go through these signs, and I don't know why I chose to do the sign. Oh, hello. You aren't supposed to be up here. I need to light this place up. Oh, I'm like missing though for some reason. Anyway, what was I saying? So I wasn't sure if I wanted to do the signs, but I kind of like them because we can easily just get in and out. So here we go, we're out. If I want to get back in, I don't have to go through the trap doors in the ceiling anymore. I can just come in through right here. Perfect. Look at that. That is really, really cool. Oh, a zombie too? Oh my goodness. We really need to light this place up. Because we got villagers in here. This could have been pretty dangerous for them. Oh, you know what? I need to make sure there's no creepers in here. Okay, hold up. Let's make sure that we're safe. It looks like we're good. Just want to kind of make sure here and there. But okay, cool. So I really like how this turned out. I think this looks really amazing. I love the shape. I love what we did with it. I just think it looks very, very nice. I guess the next step for this, like I said, I kind of want to add maybe like some polished andesite to... I picked up the stuff I just threw. Get out of here. Anyway, I want to put like some polished andesite around the support beam on the bottom and the top. I think that might go very nicely on all of these. Unfortunately, the center is a 1-block center, so I had to make this pillar a little bit bigger than the other two, which are 2-block centers. And it's not the end of the world. It's just it wasn't what I wanted, but it's fine. It's no problem. We're gonna fix it up quite a bit. Okay, and something that's been bothering me for a while. I don't know if you guys have noticed it, but we have like these dark patches on the grass. So it's like very light and then it gets dark, even though there's torches here. And I honestly can't figure out why. Let's see, is it the biome maybe? We're in plains. Oh, okay, so this is like, we're right on the cusp of a dark forest. So let's see. I think there's actually an option in the video settings. Let's see. What's it called? It's called like biome blend, right? Ah, here we go. I believe this is it. So if I were to bring this down and turn them off. Oh, okay, that's all it does. Okay. Interesting. That's not what I thought that did. But okay, that's a little bit more clear as to what's going on with this dark spot. Wow. I wasn't expecting that, that's for sure. Ooh, if we put this on 15/15 maximum. Oh, that blends so much better, but I'm sure it's like a lot more performance heavy for sure. But I was like wondering why? Why is this spot so dark? Well, now we have it. I'm gonna put it back down to 5x5 though, because it is a little much. But anyway, I'm pretty happy with this. You know what? Okay, so this has been a long time coming. That ice has been bothering me for a while. I think what I'll do... Originally I was thinking that I would put like some sort of piece below these rooms. But I'm thinking now maybe I'll just do the dark oak trap doors along the bottom to cover up the ice. Because it's just kind of been bothering me a little bit. So let's do that real quick and let's see how it looks. Alrighty, let's take a look. And, you know, it looks okay. It doesn't look too different, but the ice is covered up, which is probably the best part. Also, you may have noticed that we have fixed up these support beams. We've added the polished andesite surrounding it, and I think those look pretty nice. I think they look like they're really supportive, and that's what's important for it. All in all, I think I'm really happy with how this turned out. I guess the next step, and I'm not sure if I'm going to tackle it in today's episode, but the next step would be to start adding in the rooms along this semicircle. Now, there may be some on both sides, like there may be one right here, there may be one right here, a couple along the perimeter on the outside, and then again, like maybe one over here, and then one on the end on this side as well. So this will be the first room I'm making here that connects to multiple rooms, because so far everything has connected to only one thing at a time, or I guess two things at a time, one above, one below. So the bottom floor connects to, or so I guess we'll call it the mushroom block room, connects to the turtle room, which connects to our carrot room, which connects to our pumpkin and melon farm, which connects to our great hall, which connects to this. But this is going to connect to many rooms, I think. And I think that's really going to make all the difference in this build. And then all of these rooms will probably have their own designs as well, and that's where we're going to really start to get pretty wacky. I kind of messed up a little bit, and I'll tell you how I did that by flying just a little bit over here. So I said I was going to make this non-symmetrical, and from this direction and the other direction, so I believe this is north and south, so it's not symmetrical, right? Wrong. Because we go east to west, we have made it symmetrical again. I guess the pillars are a little bit off in height, but that's about it. Everything else about it, we're still symmetrical. It kind of looks like a crossbow from the air, which is kind of interesting. But I'm hoping that once we start adding in all these different rooms around the perimeter, it's really going to start to build up in different ways that I think could really, really have a huge impact on the shape of this build. But anyway, guys, that is all we have time for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. We have made some incredible progress today, finishing up this portion of our build, and also getting a lot more done elsewhere for the monolith hunt and the treasure vault. We've gotten quite a lot done today, and I'm pretty proud of all we've accomplished here so far. This is episode 5, and so far, I think things are looking really good for us. And I'm really happy with how things are turning out. I think it's all wonderful and fantastic, and I can't wait to add in more rooms. I have a couple ideas for what I want to do next here, but I will leave that for the next episode. Have a good one, everybody.